Lawmakers are holding a ceremony at the state capitol tomorrow to recognize first responders all across the state for their service.
In southwest Wisconsin, a big family, 800 people strong, will be rooting for one of their own, making history for his commitment. Only our Leah Linscheid has that story from Highland.
If you take a minute,
just like any other kids growing up,
and think about your dad.
Backyard swimming pool, and he was the one that taught us how to float in the pool.
He might sound something like Al Mitchick.
Hustling around on the floor, rolling with him at the end of the day after supper, you know.
Al's family thinks of him as their caretaker growing up.
We'd be eating supper or going to a ball game or maybe even going to church, and
he jumps up and all of a sudden he's heading out of the house and Terrors are heading out of the garage.
Turns out Al was caretaker to a bigger family too.
He was very active in the first responders, and maybe he wasn't here when we had to do something or whatever, but he was helping somebody else.
Al was one of Highland's first EMTs.
Sure, the defib is still hanging on the wall up there.
That was back in 1972.
Whether you're shocked or not shocked.
But this isn't a story about an end of watch. Far from it. Al's service to his whole family is still going strong. In year 47, to be exact.
I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for my wife and my family backing me up.
At 80 years old, after nearly half a century, Al is the longest-serving active first responder in Wisconsin. State lawmakers will mark that milestone with a ceremony Thursday.
I never wanted any glory for it. And still don't. Because I just want to help people.
Al won't say it's easy.
You do what you got to do, and you get home, you can cry.
After all, even dads cry sometimes.
I don't forget a lot of them. I've had more than once. Well, one night I even sat down in the emergency room and cried against the wall.
That's probably part of growing up in a small town. You know, everybody looked after everybody, and that's the way life was. And still is, you know, in small towns.
Yeah, people have about 10 numbers on their numbers, and he's got 4.
Al isn't quite done looking after his hometown.
I got another year left on my license.
He'll renew it after that, too, God willing.
They want me to, anyway.
You got to be careful what you wish for.
Because, as he sees it, this dad's job isn't done yet.
As long as I'm still able to do it, I want to keep doing it.
In my hometown of Highland, I'm Leah Linscheid for News 3 Now.
Thank you, Leah. Al is proud that his family has continued to carry on his legacy in Highland. When he stepped down as chief 5 years ago, his son Neil took over. He also counts 5 nieces and nephews that have followed in his footsteps as first responders, along with several grandchildren.